Yesterday, Albert Breer was on with Afternoon Drive. Albert Breer from Monday Morning Quarterback, the whole thing. He's fantastic. However, I'm glad the Browns are really nice people. It doesn't seem to help my situation out. Here is Albert Breer on Joe Flacco and the inside dealings of the trade.
It really wasn't on his radar, at least, according to what he told me. Like, the Browns didn't initiate the talks with the Bengals. One of the reasons they liked Flacco among the group was because he had so much experience in a predominantly drop-back game, right? Like, he played that game before, and that's what the Bengals do with Burrow. So it caused the least disruption to their offense. Like, that would be the easiest thing for Jamar Chase, for Andre Davis, for T. Higgins, for all those guys. Like, the easiest translation would be Joe Flacco. So the Bengals have that interest, and they express that interest to the Browns, and then the Browns present it to Flacco and say, hey, is this something that you would personally be interested in? He said he liked the idea of it, and obviously the rest is history. I thought just as interesting, I did ask Joe, too. I'm like, would this have been the same answer regardless? Like, if any other team were giving you the opportunity to start, did you just want to play? And he was kind of coy on that, where he said, I'm not sure I can really answer that. I don't know, which I think kind of illustrates how special that opportunity was to go and play with Chase and Higgins.
I mean, I'm glad they offered him the opportunity to go start somewhere else. Am I insane? Maybe I am. Am I the only? Is everybody else playing a ruse on me that they signed Myles Garrett to a long-term contract and they still have an expensive roster and they only have, $10 million in cap space? So you're kind of expected to take a swing at winning, and they just, okay, well, we're going to let Joe go, but we're going to give him an opportunity to go start, against one of your own divisional opponents? And have all the fans mad at you the next week because he goes out and he beats the Steelers? It's calmed down a little bit because of the Dolphins win.
So what are you saying, though?
It doesn't help me. Why does, I know the Bengals called for Joe, and you have to keep everything in mind. Everything is considered. But it's like, man, if they are soft pedaling everything as much as they say they are. See, my problem is I'm getting two different messages every day. Were they trying to win, or were they trying to put in Dillon Gabriel? I almost said Darius Garland. That'd be a hell of a time for everybody.
Darius is actually towers over Dillon Gabriel.
7 inches taller.
It's actually true. He would actually be a tall quarterback. What a sport. So, were they just trying to put in Dillon Gabriel and then they were going to put in Shedeur Sanders? Is that how this was all going to work? Were they just
honestly, probably.
Then why are you signing Myles Garrett to long-term contracts?
Unless Joe was great. Unless Joe was able to overcome their deficiencies on the offensive line. Unless he was able to overcome the lack of wide receiver talent.
But still, I know that there is a big, big chasm between what the media and fans feel about their backup quarterback right now, and clearly what the NFL teams feel about their backup quarterback right now. Why would you not keep that veteran? Don't give me Bailey Zappi garbage either. Why would you not keep that veteran as a safety net? Why would you not do it? If you wanted to start Dillon Gabriel, hey, Joe wasn't seeing the field. I'm not going to do revisionist history. He wasn't seeing it. There were guys that were schemed open. You saw it. You guys can watch the All-22 with the NFL Plus. You guys know what you got. He wasn't seeing it. So if you wanted to put in Donovan Mitchell, if you wanted to put in Dillon Gabriel, okay, let's see what we have with Dillon Gabriel. But if Dillon were to falter, are they ready on November 9th to just go right to Shedeur Sanders? Are they ready at certain times to just go to Shedeur? Because that's who's going to play next. And I hate the thought of, well, who cares? We're just going to lose anyway. No, we got lives at stake here. We got jobs at stake here. We have futures at stake here.
Maybe they don't feel that way.
You have to think about the people that are in your football organization.
I mean, maybe Kevin and Andrew really don't feel that way at all. They've never.
That if Kevin doesn't feel that way, as far as what? As far as taking care of his players?
You said jobs are at stake.
I'm thinking about players. I'm thinking about what they're trying to do. I'm thinking about what you're trying to keep people motivated. If they're not afraid of their jobs being lost, hey, that's good for them. It's not even about saving your job. It's about getting your locker room together. It's about not having your cornerstone of your franchise call you out on Fridays. It's about that. That's what it's about. And here you are. You've made these decisions, and then you let go of Joe. Okay, 5th-round pick, whatever. And maybe Joe's going to cool off here, and it's not like, man, we need, because again, I know what I did, but at least you had that safety net.
But what do you mean? What does this change? What does this change for you? I'm having trouble understanding what this revelation that they came to Joe with the trade.
It's not a revelation. It's not a revelation. I'm just saying it still doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter to me. Like when we say like, oh, they were good to him. Like last week we
Oh, you don't like that they're getting credit for going to him as a professional.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter. It's not that I don't like it. It doesn't matter. I don't care that they were nice to him because I don't have the player.
Oh, you think it's a non-story?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he goes down there and they end up like doing something incredible and you just go suck up the room, think about how you felt before the Dolphins game. The lineup of people we had to call in to cuss out the Browns before the Dolphins game on Friday morning. Well, at least the Browns were nice to Joe while your team's bad, while your team loses and they've lost a couple of games in embarrassing fashion. That makes my situation any better. And by the way, when we talk about the college quarterbacks, is there any one guy that anybody's 100% sold on? Absolutely not. So at least you're not giving me the argument of going, hey, you know, we let Joe go. We don't have a safety net, Ken, but who cares? We're going to be able to get so-and-so. Like, there's no conversation there. So what was the point of any of that? Mm-hmm. Why not help out your football team? A fifth-round pick's a fifth-round pick. He better turn into a good football player for you then.
Well, is there a chance
somebody else might make that decision?
Is there a chance they just thought the operative term has been washed? Did they think that by what they saw in the first? A lot of fans did. A lot of hosts did.
There's very well that possibility.
Like I thought he was better. I thought he was better than the results had been, but the results were the results.
And one great game against Pittsburgh doesn't automatically change that. I understand it, but it doesn't. But to me, the story of they were really nice to him and they went to him and asked him if he would like this opportunity to go play again, and he said yes. Okay, nice. I don't have the player now. I don't have a safety net because maybe Shedeur, and this isn't the best case of him, maybe Dylan isn't ready to be a multi-game starter because I do think he's a career backup. Maybe Dylan needed to catch his breath. Maybe Joe needs to go back in there. Maybe the guy behind him, Shedeur, isn't ready yet because it's not going to do me any good just to throw him out here. Like when people sit there and say, we got to see this, we got to see that. No, we don't. If they're not ready to do it, we don't need to see these guys. And Joe could have been that safety net. So it doesn't matter to me that they were nice to him.
But there were a lot of people that didn't care that they traded him. And then a week later, when they saw him against Pittsburgh, said, why did we trade him? So
but I'm not one of those people.
All it took was a little more evidence on video.
But I'm not one of those people. The only thing that you could probably draw a conclusion with is that what didn't Kevin do that Zach Taylor did, or what didn't Andrew Berry do in terms of weapons that the Cincinnati Bengals were able to do.